What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda, ready to talk some Week 13 football. A lot of fun this week, huh, Amanda?
There has just been the most ridiculous games, ridiculous refereeing, records being broken. It was a great holiday weekend of football.
Abe, did you have a good Thanksgiving? With some great games to watch, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of football. I actually spent time with my little one, so I got a lot of football in, but I got a lot of play time in. It's basically supposed to be for family, so I got a lot of family time in, so that was good for me.
Hell yeah, that's good. Yeah, family, football, good food, can't beat it. Um, We covered the Thanksgiving and Black Friday games already, so we're just gonna hop in here to on Sunday, and we're gonna start it off with the 49ers at the Browns. Shedeur Sanders' second start. Amanda, I had picked the Browns here. We were kind of anticipating some bad weather, some snow. You had talked about what, thunder snow or something in the
Yeah,
forecast, but we
there
didn't
was
get any of it.
thunderstorms and snow in the forecast. We didn't get any of it.
This game was frustrating to me because I was mad at Kevin Stefanski. The Browns are down 10-8 early third quarter, and the Browns, Kevin Stefanski decides to go for it from his own, I believe, 33-yard line. Completely asinine decision. Abe, why are these teams going for it so deep in their own territory, especially in a close game with plenty of time left to go? I just don't understand these decisions.
It's the Steph Curry rule, man. Now everybody trying to be like Steph Curry. People want to like follow what Detroit doing. So that was the new regime. That's the new type of football. The fourth down is just the extra down for you to make another get another set of downs. I think but you can't really fault Cleveland because that's just the team they are. They're very they're not they're not like coinciding together. There's so much stuff you're hearing about Gabriel's girlfriend talking and stuff about like she should keep herself out of the business side of the situation. And I don't know why people feel like they need to like you can back me without saying stupid stuff. Like I gotta go to work. You don't
Yeah.
have to come to work me. I used to tell my family like listen, y'all can talk trash to people, but don't go talking to media. Don't go talking to people that really have an effect on my job. Like I was telling y'all about Brent Grimes, his wife used to always be on there and just talking trash and doing this and doing but she'll be online doing it with like everybody, just letting everybody like stuff. And I think that's you can tell that if he's back next year, it'll be amazing to see. But I think for his second start, I think he played well. He didn't throw a lot, he didn't get him a yard, but also everyone sees it's almost like a sabotage. So that's the bad thing about it. But shout out to Miles Garrett for getting another sack. But this is what we're talking about football and everything. San Francisco is actually looking good now,
Yeah.
regardless of whether we want to see Cleveland play well. They hung in with Mac Jones, and then they got their starter back, and I was kind of like, is he gonna come back and not be that guy? Not saying he's doing spectacular numbers or everything, but he's playing. He's a control type quarterback, and he did exactly what he's supposed to do. And I think this game would have been the same regardless, just because that's how Cleveland is, and San Francisco is honestly the better team.
Yeah. Amanda, the 49ers have done a great job. We've talked about it all year long with all the injuries they've had to deal with. And they've made it all the way this far. And they're just a half a game back of both the Rams and the Seahawks. They might win that division. It's crazy.
It's crazy to me that they are one game away from having the number one seed. They're also one loss away from missing the playoffs. Like they are right at the
Yeah.
cusp. Like the divisions are so close this year. Like the NFC is just it's such a toss-up still at this point. And Christian McCaffrey staying healthy has helped carry that team. I mean, Mac Jones did his job. As a backup, he came in and he was a great bandage to get them to where they are. But Christian McCaffrey joined Marshall Faulk as the only players with 3 seasons of 800 yards rushing and receiving. And he's still on track to be the first player ever with 2 seasons of 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving yards. Clearly, he is such a key part of that team. To be able to lose so many starters and still be in the mix at this point, like what
Yeah.
a great great team management and I mean, the next man up that they did, like the players who were still playing or the players they brought up from the practice squad, the third strings, they all absolutely did their part to keep the team in the
Yeah,
mix.
credit to Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh, John Lynch, the entire staff there. Done such a great job of keeping this team afloat. And yeah, a healthy Christian McCaffrey just makes up for so many other issues and can really carry a team. The good news for the Browns is they'll be at home again in week 14 and taking on the one-win Titans. So a great opportunity for Shador to go up against the number one overall pick quarterback and potentially try to outplay him. And Abe, do you think that would be a statement if he was able to do that?
I mean, he will, but it's a statement more for the Cleveland Browns defense than it is for the offense. And I think
Yeah,
Myles Garrett had that defense ready to play just because you saw from day one Myles Garrett has been attached to Shador. He wants to see Shador succeed, whether it's his last name or whether he just liked him as a kid. You know, I think this kid has a lot of heart. I like his confidence because Myles Garrett protrudes confidence. He protrudes like I want to be the best player. I
Mhm.
want to be this, and he sees that in that quarterback compared to the prior quarterback that they try to start. So I think that's the big thing, and I think Miles might have about 3 or 4 again against them because how Cam is playing back there and how that defense is, and like not saying they're all about Cam, but I mean not all about Cam. I'm sorry, all about Miles, but it really is. And Miles is going to be the thing that we really going to have to watch because he's on track to break that record, and he has a few games to do it, and I think he will. That'll be an amazing thing.
yeah,
I mean, he's averaging more than 1 sack a game, and he only needs 3.5 more to beat that record. Like he said that he's been writing 25 on his wrist because that's his goal this season. He is on
yeah.
track to hit it.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Browns are, eliminated. They're not really any good, but there's still a lot to watch this team for with Myles Garrett and Shador Sanders, and a great opportunity to get a
Well,
win.
and they have a lot of
Yeah,
young rookie talent. Like, did anyone think they were going to the Super Bowl this year? No. They had two rookie quarterbacks. Nobody thought that. But I mean, we're seeing a lot of new rookies being tossed on the team. Like one of them left to punt this week, but they're learning. They're going to grow together. I think if you're going to have a young team, having a couple young quarterbacks in the mix, that's the perfect time to start building around them. Like
yeah.
I think they're gonna be fun to watch over the next couple of years, and they're doing exactly what they should be doing, trying out new things, getting players involved, making mistakes. Like that's exactly what you expect from a team made up predominantly of young players.
Yeah, and we'll see if they'll have the same head coach or if this is Stefanski's last year. Maybe they'll build around a new head coach. But that's a great foundation with this rookie class to build on. And speaking of this Titans team, I mean, they're just so bad, Amanda. They get blown out 25-3 by the Jags. And Jacksonville, with the Colts losing, are now first place in the AFC South. And we've kind of hated on the Jags all season long. They're inconsistent, up and down, not sure what to make of this team, Trevor Lawrence's play, etc. But here they are in first place. I mean, they might win the division. What do you think of the Jags at this moment?
The season is drunk. I don't know. Like if you look at the league this year, the number of teams in number one place this year that didn't win their division last year, 6 out of 8 division leaders right now did not win their division. Like this
So
isn't
cool.
the 2000s where like it was the same teams winning the division year after year. Like this season is so mixed up, and we have teams who have horrible games, and then we'll go on like a 4 or 5 game win streak and then drop another horrible one. Like it's very confusing. I'm still not a Trevor Lawrence fan, but they played a great game here. But also the team they played kind of helped them look really good. So I don't know how much credit I'm giving to the Jags. Their schedule is working out in their favor right now.
Abe, do you think the Jags trading for Jacoby Myers, they were leading the league in drops at receiver. Do you think bringing in a veteran with good hands, reliable pass catcher is helping the Trevor Lawrence and the offense?
It's definitely not hurting, but I don't think that's the big thing. I think the other part of that league is just so bad. I mean, you have teams that the Jaguars have beat, a couple good teams they beat, but everybody else, like Amanda said, it's just bad. Like who else is supposed to be winning the division actually with the Jaguars? Jaguars should be winning. I mean, if you look at the paper, it's just like looking at the NFC South for me, it's just like it's hard to look at it. Look, even looking at the AFC East, looking at Buffalo, you think they would be running away with it. You got New England kicking ass and taking names. Like this whole NFL season is just weird as hell. Like you see Philly like not looking like a Super Bowl team now. I think they're going to pick it up in the playoffs. Pick it up in the playoffs. I think they're just kind of getting through this little all the naysaying talk, and it's coming from inside, not outside. So the outside people are talking, but when you inside, y'all got to get back together. So I think that they lost that game this week, but it wasn't really a huge loss to me because how this season's going, you can't tell. Like I said, it feels like basketball to me. I'm just waiting for the playoffs to start. When the playoffs start, see who the good teams are because I don't know who's going to be the miraculous team. There's going to be some weird people like in the playoff this year that weren't in there last year though.
Well, and Amanda, the Colts, speaking of this AFC South, the Colts were running away with this division. They were being talked about of going on a Super Bowl run. Daniel Jones winning MVP, all this talk a couple of weeks ago, and that has completely disappeared now. They get beat by the Texans, and now they're no longer in first place. They might not even make the playoffs after such a hot start.
The Jags and the Colts haven't played each other yet. Let's slow our roll. They have 2 games against each other. Like I think everyone needs to calm down. Like it's week 13. There are so many weeks left in the season at this point. Like if you're over 600 in the record, you're pretty much still in the mix for almost every division right now. Like their divisional games coming up are going to decide a lot. Like the Jags play the Colts twice. They play the Jets. That'll be a win. They play the Broncos. If the Jags beat the Broncos, I'll take them seriously. The Broncos are drunk. The Broncos are the epitome of this season just being weird and sneaking out close games at the overtime, bottom of the fourth. But I don't know who the Jags are yet because this matchup, they can't play like they did against the Raiders against any other team. They had 13 penalties. There was 23 combined penalties in this game, 186 yards of penalties in this matchup. Like, yeah, they won. They kept them to 3 points, but it was the Raiders, and they were shooting themselves in the foot every single play. Like, if you play like that versus almost any other team in the league, you're going to lose.
Yeah, well, it was a tight ends, but I get your point. Tight ends, Raiders, bad teams, you know what I mean? But Abe, the reason I'm so down on the Colts is this loss to Houston. Now they're 1-3 in their last 4 games. You've got the news about Daniel Jones with the fractured fibula, I believe it is, like practically a broken leg, playing through it. Abe, how surprised were you to find that out? And do you think Daniel Jones should be playing through it? Do you think Daniel Jones with that injury can still, help this team win games?
Well, obviously he can't because they just lost, and I think you gotta understand Texas defense is
nasty.
Indiana's strength was their offense, and like I told y'all earlier, I said they have no more 1-2 punch. If all you got to worry about is stopping the run, like the action ain't really that exciting anymore because they know that Daniel Jones is not. Because I saw some of them pros, you can tell he didn't have that it on it, like the passes that he was missing, and he just looks like he's not the same guy. And like I think they said Terry Bradshaw said it's like, and I understand this too. The biggest thing about playing with a minor injury or even something that could be serious, you always thinking about it. I don't care what you say. You're thinking about the play, and then you walk, and then think about every time you walk. And let's say if you wake up with your back hurt, you wake up with a headache, or you wake up with your knee hurting. Every time you walk, you're thinking about that. Every time you walk. So once he hiked that ball, it might stop for a second, but then you got to worry about getting hit. He's saying, like, make sure I get this hand off, make sure I can get this throw. You throw it, you feel something, but you're trying to, like, you're constantly thinking about it. So it's hard to focus on the game. He doesn't look as comfortable. You can see it in his face. Like, he's not smiling. He's not, like, excited. He's kind of, like, trying to get through it. And I don't – but who they going to have to come back? Like, Anthony Richardson? So – it's tough because I remember a coach told me one time, and it's probably the worst thing he ever told me because it had me thinking I was invincible. He said 70% of you is better than 100% of them. And that messed me up because I was like, oh, I got to be out here. But I'm 70%. I'm playing like very lackadaisical. I'm playing hard, but I'm still playing like, okay, I don't want to get chopped on this leg. I don't want to get sacked. And that's probably how he's thinking. He's thinking like, please don't injure this leg. I'm out here toughing it out. I want to look good for everyone. I want to show everybody I'm a tough guy, and I want to continue to help us win. But I don't know if he can continue to help them win, especially when you can't move in the pocket And that was his big thing that we loved about him, how he moved and how he was able to get the ball out.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that, I mean, that line, 70% of you is better than 100% of them. Look how many quarterbacks we have playing with fractures, with
So many.
broken legs, broken wrists, sprained. Like we've got players out there with casts on. We've got players out there with a cast on a finger making an amazing one-handed catch with the broken finger. Like so many injured players this year. But I mean, that circle back to what Alex said, that Texans defense is so good right now. Derek Stingley did not allow a reception on his only target across 28 coverage snaps versus the Colts. Like this is his fifth game of the season, allowing 10 or fewer yards in coverage. Like he is all over his targets. He's having a fantastic season. And I think when your offense is mostly a running back and the teams know that, you have one good guy in coverage against your number one receiver, it's going to limit them so much.
Especially against a defense like Houston. This is an amazing defense. This is a throwback. It's old
Yeah.
school. It reminds me of like the Lovie Smith Bears defense or the Legion of Boom defenses. They are loaded. Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. And then in the secondary, you got Derek Stingley, you got Kamari Lassiter, Kalen Bullock. It's all across the board. So shout out D'Amico Ryans in that defense. So it's not a bad loss for the Colts against a very tough team, but you're starting to see later in the year that the games get more important. You know, the Colts are having issues beating some of these tough teams. And honestly, I'm going to say it right now. I think the Texans are the best team in that division. I think as of right now, I'll pick the Texans to win that division. We'll see if they can finish it done and get it done. But um, and then
Well,
well, go
I'm
ahead.
not concerned about them winning the division. Like they're 13-4 in divisional games since 2023. Best
Mhm.
in the NFL since D'Amico Ryans came to town. He owns the best win-loss record in divisional games in NFL history. Like he is so good at winning the division. Whether or not they face up against other teams in the postseason, I'm not sure about because defense absolutely wins championships. They've got a great defense. Their offense is kind of still trying to find their footing this season.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if they can start putting up more than 20 points in a game because they've been a pretty low scoring and with a good defense that's fine. But some of these explosive offenses they'll face in the postseason are going to be a much tougher ask than a wounded quarterback on the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, but to your point, that defense gives them a shot, and so can C.J. Stroud do enough to get these wins? And on top of this, Abe, we talk about the Colts' struggles. Now we got Sauce Gardner dealing with an injury, might miss a couple weeks here. I just think the arrow's trending down on this team right now. We'll see if they can survive it.
Yeah, I just don't trust CJ Stroud right now to be a championship quarterback, and that's my big thing right now. It's like he's not consistent. The defense is playing lights out better than probably any defense besides Denver, and but can we know that CJ Stroud can step his game up a level more? Like Amanda said, 20 points a game. I don't know if that's going to be able to win a championship.
Well, Amanda, what's your thought on this? We've seen teams with great defenses win Super Bowls before. Trent Dilfer with the Ravens without great quarterback play. I forget a more recent example, but teams with below par quarterback play and an elite defense get it done. We'll see if Houston can go, but
I mean,
um,
Denver would be my last team that I can
the
think of that
Peyton
had the
Manning,
great defense.
yeah,
2016 against the Panthers, but they still put up 24 points. They were still a
yeah,
higher scoring offense. Like their defense kept them in, but we saw some more explosive offensive plays because they had some awesome receivers too. I just you need both. A strong
yeah,
defense will be a nice coverage there when you need them, but I don't trust the offense. I'm kind of with Abe here.
yeah. They could use a Tank Dell coming back at some point. Hopefully, Joe Mixon is probably out for the year. They could use some of those guys right now. Um, and a great game on Sunday Night Football on Week 14, the Texans at the Chiefs. Uh, you know, we expect this to be a great game, but the Chiefs aren't the same old Chiefs, so I don't know. But that'll
Do
be
you
a
think
fun
the Chiefs
one.
have a chance? I don't like the Chiefs this year. I don't trust the Chiefs this year. I am
No.
fully behind the Texans with that one.
Yeah. And then Colts at Jags. Week 14 is full of great games. Colts at Jags is going to be amazing.
Those decisive divisional lead matchups.
Yeah, love it. Um, Abe, don't look now, but the Miami Dolphins have won 3 games in a row as they beat the Saints. Uh, I don't know what to make of this team. The Dolphins improved to 5-7. The Saints are no good. Can the Dolphins keep this up, or is this just an easy part of their schedule? What do you think, Abe?
Well, we can't tell how the season's going, and I'm not even trying to predict it, especially with the Dolphins. They came in here and beat the heck out of Atlanta. And then, but beginning of the season, we were calling for Mike McDaniel head. Now we're like, is he saving his job now? Is it
Yeah.
possible? Is he a good coach now? Is he showing his tour back to the tour we saw 3 years ago or 2 years ago? Like, so it's just like how bad the NFL is lined up, and the players and the teams that we thought were going to be good are not amazing to us now. Now we're seeing these two teams, and you're saying that Miami might have a shot of beating. They beat the Saints. Who cares? Like the Saints are not a great team. The Saints, Atlanta just lost to the Jets. The Jets are not a great team, and then Atlanta just beat the crap out of the Saints. So it's so confusing because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't know how to guess, and I don't know what y'all lineup is of who wins and losses right now. But I'm like, I am so confused. Like I don't even like guessing games. I just like to watch and see like what team looks like consistent enough today. Like
Yeah.
can't tell like what's going on. But I think Miami, this might save his job if they continue to win out. But I don't think that he's the guy unless they come. Tyreek Hill come back next year and maybe they get better from that, or maybe they do good in the draft and find a big receiver or somebody for Tua to shake it up with. But I don't know. I can't see this being a consistent thing for the next 3-4 years that they're going to be that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care that this was their third win in a row. This is a loss for me for the Dolphins. Like they lost this game. You go for it and turnover on downs on the 43-yard line, only up 8 with 3 minutes left. And then the only reason they ended up winning this game is because the rookie quarterback of the other team threw a pick six on what would have been a game-tying 2-point conversion attempt. Like
Yeah.
the Dolphins didn't win this game. Like coaching was bad. They were sloppy. Achan had a fantastic game. He is now the first Dolphins running back with 120 plus rushing yards in 3 straight games since Ricky Williams in '02. Franchise
That's
record.
impressive.
He's
That's
having a
crazy.
ridiculous season. He's fantastic, but like coaching was bad. Quarterback seeing open receivers, missed a ton of open targets. They won because the other team fucked up. Like let's not say that they're on a streak here. They did no. They didn't earn this. It was ugly. They deserved to lose and it did nothing to impress me. Like yeah, they're 5-7 now or 6-7, whatever. But like
Five
no,
and seven. But
yeah.
to
This
your
is still
point,
basically a loss. I don't care.
to your point, the Dolphins fucked up slightly less than their opponent, and in this season, it's
Their
about
opponent
that.
has 2 wins. They should fuck up less than their opponent. I don't
Yeah,
care.
but they're at the Jets in Week 14. That's a winnable game to get to their
Okay.
fourth straight win. I mean, hey,
Okay, and then whoever plays them the last few weeks of the season or in the first, if they made it to the playoffs, the first round of the playoffs, they're losing by 40 points. Like,
yeah,
I don't
that's
care.
true. Yeah. And this just reiterates how bad the Saints are. Uh, and they're still going to need to find a quarterback. And both these teams, it's going to be interesting what they do going forward, what they look like coaching wise, quarterback wise, talent wise, because they both kind of need to rebuild, I think, to Abe's point. Abe, your Jets beat your Falcons. What was it like watching
The
this?
Able.
Yeah, what was it like watching the A Bowl, your two former teams going up against each other?
It's kind of hard because both of them are so bad, and I really didn't know who to cheer for. But when how the Falcons lost, it really hurt my feelings. Like not because I mean Bijan played amazingly well, but to see them come to a two-win team and not be able to get up, like, and I told Maria Martin, I was like, Maria, you know what? This is the first time I think they might have to move on from Raheem because of how they lost this game to the Jets. I mean, this is a two-win team, and there was nothing. Like it was no like sure the defense played well, but they're playing well because they're getting sacks. Besides that, they're giving up yards on the ground. They're like, if it wasn't for the sacks they were getting, we would be, because they're giving up 25, 26, 27 points. They can't do that with this kind of offense, you know. And like I said, Bijan played, and not, and you know, people keep saying you're wasting Bijan. No, he's still going to be a Hall of Fame type guy at the end of
Yeah.
his career. Still putting numbers up, and you know, and Mooney is that like Mooney is, I don't know what the hell's going on with Mooney, but he missed a pass that could have sealed the game for the Falcons and kept them in the game, and maybe they could have won the game. I was just like, this is terrible football, and they special teams was bad. I mean, Raheem talked about special teams being bad, but it's bigger than the special teams. Like, the offense has no spark. If the defense is still giving up a lot of points, but it's definitely like the red zones and where they were getting the ball at because of the defense. I mean, but it was tough to watch, man, because those are two teams that, you know, I played for, but those two coaches that I know personally, and to
Yeah.
see them like fighting for just this win to keep the season looking good is was pretty tragic, man. It wasn't anything positive I can get from this game, because if the Falcons won, it would have made sense to me because they supposed to be the better team, and Aaron is still like growing his team. But since the Falcons lost, it makes me feel like you lost to Miami. You lost to teams that you supposed to beat, and this is it's just ridiculous in here. It's hard to be a Falcons guy right now, and I like I like Aaron Glenn, but I'm not a huge Jets guy at the moment because I don't understand what they got going on. But to see them win the game, and to see Aaron be able to move on and, you know, keep his job, I'll take that.
I love to see Aaron Glenn once he gets a quarterback, build his team, his quarterback, his team. I hope they're patient with him. And I feel like Raheem Morris, Amanda, is kind of like got both hands tied behind his back here, because once you lose Penix for the season and he's supposed to be the franchise guy, I wonder if the locker room is kind of like giving up on the season a little bit. That's got to be tough.
Well, I feel like when you have Kirk Cousins and you draft somebody and then you start the other person over the guy you had, and then Kirk Cousins has to come back in and start, like
Yeah.
obviously they're gonna back the guy that the team named starter. So their chemistry with Cousins can't be great right now.
Yeah. And it's not
Like,
like he's playing great either.
no, and it's not like he came in and like saved the day and threw for 300 yards. Like he's not having this miraculous like backup quarterback run that we've seen from people stepping in like Flacco and, kind of covering the bases there. So I just feel like that locker room has got to just be so like awkward, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well, I
you're
was rooting
back.
for.
Yay, we missed you. Like, no, I'm sure it's just tense as hell.
Well, Abe, I was rooting for Atlanta. I picked them to win, but Nick Folk hit an amazing kick, a 56-yarder in the rain to win the game, and he had missed one from 55 earlier. I'm watching, I'm like, please miss again, please miss, but he hit it. Credit to him.
Okay, but let's not talk about that miss. Like that weather was shitty for kickers.
Yeah.
Like
That
before that one, he had made all 35 of his kicks this season.
yeah,
Like he
he's
hadn't
been
missed a
great.
single kick until bad weather. Like I'll hate on kickers all day. I'm a kicker hater. I will talk all kinds of shit, but like I'll forgive him for that one. Alex, did you notice Adonai Mitchell had a good game?
Yeah, that was
He's
crazy.
for a man with a 12% drop rate, that 52-yard touchdown pass looked beautiful.
Somebody had to make those catches, and at least he came through. The Jets have nobody right now. It's A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie and
Yeah.
Mason Taylor, but just not a lot of weapons out there. But credit for AD for bouncing back.
That's what I said. I think I texted y'all that, and I was like, "It's crazy. Y'all got beat by a bunch of backups. Like that's
Yeah.
hard to say as a Falcon team that you can say, because you can say Curry's a backup, but he was a starter at one point, so he really wasn't a backup. But y'all got really beat by a backup team. Like the whole team are just backups. You got Brees Hall, probably like the only person that you know that as a starter. Tyron Taylor played good, and he was a starter at one point, but he's not no you got two, like, that's what hurt my feelings. Like, this is a backup squad. Y'all got beat by the whole backup squad. So that's pretty bad, especially on defense, man. They should have ran the score up on these guys, man.
Yeah, I just don't think the confidence is high in that locker room in Atlanta right now. And they're probably looking at the Jets like, we don't have to get up for this game. They're a bad team. We can beat them. But in the cold rain on Sunday, it was probably hell out there. So But good win for the Jets. Amanda, your Bucks get a bounce back win. They snapped their 3-game losing streak, but you were all over this in their game picks at the end. You said, keep an eye on this game. It might be closer than people think. That was a good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, I just this was one of the three that I thought could be stolen the other way. Um, Arizona's not always terrible. Like they're
Hmm.
one of those other teams this season that'll like against an opponent they take seriously, they're gonna show up. Like and I wasn't wrong here. I will say Baker looked good, no turnovers in this one. Bucky Irving, first game back from
Yeah.
injury, 81 yards is plenty. Like that's not the Bucky we're used to, but first game back, he played fantastic. Um, everyone kind of did their job. Ibuka had one slappy drop that I was pretty upset about, but we'll forgive him for that as a rookie. Best part of this game, Tristan Wirfs. His 2-yard touchdown pass was the cutest shit I've ever seen. His friend hoisting him up above his head. Can you imagine doing the dirty dancing lift with a man who weighs over 300 pounds? 320 pounds of man. Abe, could you pick someone up over your head like that?
I could if I had to, but y'all gonna have to pay me good, and they do pay them well. So if I had to do it, for the right check, I'll try anything once.
Oh, that was the cutest shit. Only 300-pound plus player to score this season. First O lineman to score this year. Like first Tampa Bay O lineman to score since Wester in 2017. I love me a big man score.
It's crazy. It's getting so bad in Tampa that they got to start throwing the offensive linemen. They need to get healthy. But the good news is Mike Evans might be returning to practice this week. Jalen McMillan is close to coming back. You just got Bucky Irving back. Chris Godwin's back. Amanda, do you think this Bucks team can get healthy at the right time and propel some positive momentum into the playoffs?
I am delusional when it comes to Baker Mayfield on any football team. Yes, absolutely. Baker magic all the way. Um, I don't know. This season's on crack. I have no idea. Do I hope so? Yeah. I wanted the Bays in the NFC Championship game. Tampa Bay, Green Bay. That was my pick. Would I be an emotional wreck during that game? Absolutely. Would it be fun? Sure. But I hope so. I think the team has a lot of talent. I mean, Baker has carried that team on his back to keep them in the mix to this point. But a quick shout out, Trey McBride for Arizona with his 8 receptions in that loss. He has 309 receptions, the most ever by a tight end in their first 4 seasons.
Wow. He's
So I know
balling.
their team lost, but I want to give a quick shout out because that's an impressive stat for him, especially
Yeah.
Well,
on the team he's on.
I hope
Yeah.
Arizona. I'm not saying they got to stick with Brissett for the future, but I hope they see that Kyler Murray is not the guy now because
Yeah.
Brissett is a good quarterback and he's playing well. Even though they're losing, it's like they're in games. They're not getting blowed out. Their offense looks way more consistent. Everyone looks like they're like playing still. Like I couldn't tell they lost the game because they're playing
Mhm.
so well. The last few games that they have lost, they have played so well with him. It looks completely different. It doesn't look a mess. Like when Kyler Murray's back there, it looks a mess. Sure, the plays look good for highlights, but as a offense, like you got to wonder, like, oh my God, I ain't gonna get the ball. You running your route, you don't know where Kyler is. The O line is going. They look way more just contingent in what they're doing compared to before. So if I'm Arizona, I'm like, look, Kyler, we like you, but we're gonna move on. Like I don't know who's coming out in the draft, but maybe if you can draft somebody, or maybe you can find another quarterback next year. But I think Brissett is definitely showing that they need to make a change, and Kyler's not the guy. Like even though he's still on the contract, he's gonna make big money, but I think this showing them like Gannon's got to be like, yeah, I can't put Kyler back in there. Like,
Mm.
I want to keep my job. Like, I don't care if y'all going to kick my ass, but I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, and other than
Yeah.
that one interception, Brissett played a clean game. Like the whole offense was clean. They only had 4 penalties. I mean, stat for stat, minute per minute, they pretty much matched up with the Bucks. They had a missed field goal, which I mean, if you look at the score, they lost by 3, and then
Yeah.
one lost fumble by a young running back. Like they were in this game, other than a couple of key mistakes. Had it not been for those turnovers and the missed field goal, they could have won this. So I think Brissett is definitely a step up, and I've never really been a Kyler fan. We joke all the time on the podcast about how he scampers.
Well, I was gonna say Kyler Murray, what he was best at was making magic happen when the play broke down. And once he got hurt, he's not quite as fast and as mobile as he used to be. And now he tries to do that magic, kind of like Russell Wilson, and he can't do it as well now. And yeah, Brissett just runs the offense the way that it's designed to run, and it's so much more efficient that way. So we'll see if Kyler Murray gets another shot somewhere else, but I don't think it's going to be with Arizona. Um, Abe, how about the Panthers shocking everyone? And I love this, Abe, because the national media was just drooling over the Rams. They were pronouncing the Rams as the best team in the NFL. Matthew Stafford is the MVP. Let's just give the Rams the championship. And here come the Carolina Panthers and shock them. And Stafford has I think, 3 turnovers in this game. And Bryce Young outplayed him. I mean, credit to Bryce Young. He balled out.
Yeah, Carolina defense has been playing well all year. I think that's why I said this was wrong with the NFL this year, man. Like we're getting so high, and they really are still on Matt Dick. Like they still on his dick. They still think he should win MVP. They didn't change what they said. They just said he had a bad day. They said it's a
Yeah.
lot different how they treat certain quarterbacks. So like if another quarterback did it, they still like, oh, he's terrible, but then he did. Oh, he just had a bad day. So they're still on him. They still think he's the best quarterback. They still think they have the best opportunity to win. And honestly, watching when they're playing lights out, they are. They like I said, it
Yeah.
was just had a bad day. Like honestly, if you take them 2 picks away, this game is probably going to them easily. It was just 2 turnovers that end up being big at the end of the game. But Carolina's just been a tough team to play this year, a tough team to watch because I'm not a Carolina fan at all. But and saying that I don't like Bryce Young, I do like Bryce Young as a person. As a quarterback, I don't think he is that great, but he's just doing great things. And as much as you want to talk down or say something bad about him, he's playing up to his potential. He's a 5'11" guy. He's little as hell. He's throwing the ball perfect dots. I mean, like his young receiver is showing up, so we can't really knock that they're playing well. Like as much as I want to not believe the hype about Carolina, they are playing up to par. And like they're not beating just like, okay, we beat the Falcons, okay, we beat like Miami, we beat the Rams. Why shouldn't we feel good? Why shouldn't we walk around with our chest out? Defense is a part of the game, just like offense is. Hell, our defense outplayed y'all's.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only did the Rams offense fall apart here with the 3 turnovers, their defense entering this game, they were allowing 16.3 points per game. The Panthers put up 31. Like
Mhm.
their defense fell apart in this one too. And a few weeks ago, I was kicking myself for the Packers losing to the Panthers, like embarrassing. This team is good. Like, do
Yeah, they're not
they
bad.
have they dropped some really ugly losses in typical Panthers style? Yeah. But overall, I mean, they're a solid team. When their offense and their defense are both on, they had a fantastic game. Like they're interesting. They're fun to watch. They're definitely someone to keep an eye on. And you and I talked like they over the last couple seasons, they've put a lot of talent on this team. We just hadn't seen it come together yet. Like
Yeah.
individually on paper, like I can name you a bunch of big names on this team who should be productive. We just hadn't gotten there yet. It seems like they've figured it out.
Yeah, and the issue right now is consistency. We see it on certain games. They play great and they do enough to win. They beat the Packers, they beat the Cowboys, they beat the
They
Rams.
they only beat good teams, is what I'm
Yeah,
noticing. Like
yeah.
they'll lose to like a shitty team and then beat a good one. I'm like, what are you doing? I have a question though. I have been back and forth in the comment sections about MVP coming into this week. Everyone's like, no, Matt Stafford deserves it. Dak Prescott deserves it. Are we sure still? Is Matt Stafford still your guys' front runner for this season after this game?
I think they're doing it just because he's older. He's older, and they know he'll never have an opportunity to probably get it again. So I think
Yeah.
they're the narrative that they like. They kind of feel like Mac Jones. He's the MVP if we just like take Matt out of it. But they just kind of like, well,
It's his
we
last
don't
chance
want
to get one. It's a good
to. Yeah, yeah.
story.
It's kind of like it's the last time to get one. Sure, oh boy. I'm sorry, the guy for the Patriots.
Drake
I think
May.
yeah, yeah, Drake May. I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
Yeah.
But Drake May, I think Drake May is definitely leading it right now because his team is winning. Like, and they're beating teams they're supposed to be. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're not like just beating. And then they're beating teams that they probably we thought at the beginning of the year when they were 0-2, we thought they weren't going to beat them. They beating teams, and they're not like. And the reason why I like them they're not taking their effing foot off the gas like these other teams. When they're winning, they make sure that they win the game. They was up 30-0 at halftime, and they did not take their foot off the gas, and that is was a team that I feel like is MVP caliber. But I think for Matt, they're just really trying to keep that. Oh, he never won the MVP. He never did this. Let's try to get it to him now. If they make it to the playoff, we're gonna give it to him because he did play lights out. He broke a record for most touchdowns in a row without an interception. Then he threw two right after that. So it's like you break and you just like, okay, I'm done. I'm leaving it right here, and then I'm gonna go and lose this game. So like I said, a lot of people were saying that, oh, he just had a bad game. Not that that they played well.
Yeah, Amanda, I think that's what it is. I think they want to give it to him because he's been in the league for so long, and he's like probably playing at his best level right now that he's ever had in his career. But he's got two big games. The Rams need to win their division, I think, and he's going to play against his former team, the Lions, in Week 15, and then he's at the Seahawks in Week 16. If he plays well in those games and wins the division, gets his team, into the playoffs, I think he will win it. But he can't have multiple turnover games like he had on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll give everyone a week off, but I still think Jonathan Taylor, I mean,
Yeah.
and JSN was in the mix until this last game. Like, how does this team that we're going to talk about next win by 26 points and the number one receiver has what, two carries for 4 yards? Like, let him get involved. He was on pace for a 2,000-yard season, and then he had 4 yards in a game. Like, or however many, 20, whatever it was. Like, they didn't use him at all. Like, they didn't need to use him, but also, like, let him pad his stats a little bit, guys. Come on, just because you're playing an easy opponent, like, don't drop his record-breaking season. Like, keep him on the field. Um, I like Matt Stafford. I do like the story of him winning one on his way out. Like, he's been getting cortisol shots in his back all season. He had back problems coming in. He said at the beginning of the season, this is probably my last year. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do another one. He's got four little girls at home. Like, it's a cute story, but if this game is any indication, like, I want a non-quarterback. I'm with Alex on picking someone who isn't a QB this year because the consistency, like Abe said, just hasn't been there this year from anyone.
Yeah, this year more than ever, there's zero clear shot. There's no one that's like MVP. Usually it makes sense. Usually it's, like last year was obviously Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. They were both going crazy. This year it's like Stafford, maybe, Jonathan Taylor, maybe. So
And Drake May, yeah, they're having a good run. They're having a good season. They have the second easiest schedule in the league this year.
yeah,
Their
and
opponent's combined win percentage is 43%.
yeah, and I personally would much rather see it go to an old vet like Stafford than a second year guy like May. So
An old vet with
um,
a much tougher schedule, absolutely.
yeah, yeah. The Seahawks blowout, shut out the Vikings 26-0. NFL Network analyst Steve Mariucci predicted in the pregame that Max Brosmer was going to throw for 485 yards on Sunday. Abe, it's safe to say he was not close to being right, as Max Brosmer throws for 126 yards and 4 interceptions. Why do national media take like such crazy, psychotic hot takes like that?
I have a theory. I have a theory he lost his fantasy football league last year, and his
Yeah.
punishment for losing was to say some of the wildest shit he could think of on air. That's my theory.
It's like, hey, Vikings fans, tune in. We're
Yeah.
gonna say something crazy.
I think he's a Vikings fan or his family is, and that was his penalty. I don't I don't know if it's true at all, but that's the theory I'm going with because that is some off the wall shit. The coldest of all takes.
Abe, you would never say something like that if you were national media, right?
Oh, I would totally say something like that. That's how you get famous. If he went out there and threw for 485, he would look like a guru. Like that's
Yeah.
what you. A lot of these guys. You think Mel Kiper got it right? Mel Kiper, Mel Kiper said Julian Peterson was going to have a better career than me. So that's what you do. You do things like that because that's what attracts people. You say something wild, and if it works, like I
Then
think
you're a
that
genius.
so and so is going to do this. Oh man, you saw that? He got it right. He got it right. Even if he went out there and threw like they won the game with him, he still would have looked good for everyone else. But I never say this, but I honestly feel bad for Justin Jefferson being an
Yeah.
all type
Mhm.
guy, being a guy that you know that's great, but having this year right here and we've seen the numbers he can put up with an average quarterback. We've seen the numbers that he can do with a good quarterback. And now we're seeing that this year is like got to be so frustrating. So I understand like why he's frustrated. The reason why AJ is frustrated makes no effing sense to me because he could be in that plot thicken with the Vikings, and that is way worse. Now, if Justin Jefferson was be like sure he had a temper tantrum, but I would have too because it's like, yeah, let's get somebody to get the and I think it's more because the offense is not running right. Not just because he's not getting the ball. The offense is not running. This is a whole team thing that's looking bad. It's not just me that's not getting the ball. It's like nobody's getting it. This guy is just throwing the ball anywhere. In the first quarter, you threw an interception for a touchdown. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, we're in the red zone. You throw
Yeah.
it. Like you either take the sack or you throw it away. You don't try to make no heroic plays. Nobody knows you. Like nobody cares about that. You getting known for making a bonehead mistake. So that's the kind of stuff that he's mad about. He's not mad because they're losing. It's mad the way they're losing and how they're losing. This is a team loss. It's not just like they're bad on you can talk about the defense is good, whatever. I don't see it. You know, it's a whole team is bad. And it's starting from inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some Will Levis shit, Amanda.
Yeah, that was bad. That one pick was so, I mean, I don't know why we're still using the JJ McCarthy 9 meme. Like throw Max Brosmer in there. He needs to be the meme now. Like any team overcoming 5 turnovers is going to be hard anyway. But I would be frustrated too. Like I don't think JJ is being upset. Justin Jefferson, not JJ McCarthy. Sorry, there's too many JJs on that team. I don't think Jefferson is upset because he's not getting involved and because he's not padding his stats. Like we'll see some diva wide receivers throw tantrums because they're not getting enough looks. Like I think he's just frustrated because he's a competitor. He knows how good this team can be with a quarterback, and they just don't have one. Like they've got all this talent and offense that isn't being utilized. Their defense is solid. Like this defense
Yeah.
held Sam Darnold to under 130 yards passing, JSN to under 25 yards. I was trying to remember my numbers earlier, and they still lost by 26 points. Like this Brian Flores defense is fantastic, but you can only do so much when your offense gives the ball away 5 times.
Well, I know we're supposed to feel bad for Justin Jefferson and the Vikings, but as a Bears fan and Amanda as a Packers fan, we absolutely love this
I
because
know. I'm
the
sad for
Vikings,
him.
they did this to themselves. They could have had Sam Darnold was in the building.
Okay,
Daniel
but you
Jones,
you said feel bad for Justin Jefferson. He didn't do
yeah,
this. He didn't make
yeah,
that. Feel bad for the coaching staff? No, the coaching staff deserves this. Justin Jefferson deserves better.
yeah. And the national media has been giving so much love to their GM, Kwesi Adolfo-Menza, to the head coach, Kevin O'Connell. And now it's backfiring in their face like crazy because of Darnold, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers could have come in. Anybody, a veteran, Amanda, you were all over this, a veteran, and sit J.J. McCarthy behind him and let him learn. And it's just, it's what they get for having a poor plan going into the season. Good win for Seattle. The Seahawks are, a good bounce back win, and they're right in the mix for potentially winning that division. Um, Ernest Jones going crazy. He's got a career high 5 interceptions this season. He had a pick six, 2 interceptions in the game. So good on the Seahawks, and the Vikings fall to 4-8 on a 4-game losing streak. Amanda, we disagreed on Bills Steelers, and your Bills kind of ran away with this one. I was expecting a much tougher, hard fought battle, and in the first half, this was a great, very competitive game. Buffalo just ran away with it in the second half.
Yeah, I liked the defenses in the first half. Like that 7-3 halftime, I was very frustrated with Buffalo's offense. They just weren't doing anything. We had a fumble, we had an interception, like rough way to start the game. But one thing I've noticed about Aaron Rodgers as he's gotten older, the first few years of his career, he could take a rough hit. He could play through an injury and be fine. You can see how old he is when he's playing with an injury now. Like
Yeah.
if the O-line isn't holding and he doesn't have the time he needs, it's not going to go well. And I just as much as I thought that this could be a close game, there's only so much you can do with a broken wrist.
Yeah, and I just think it's a lack of weapons around him too. You're asking Aaron Rodgers to do so much without a reliable running game. Who are the receivers besides DK Metcalf? Abe, I do like that they go out and they claim Adam Thielen off of waivers. Do you think that can help this offense a little bit? An old Adam Thielen?
Not at all. Like I said, I know y'all love DK, but I was like, DK is not the guy that's gonna. And you see how the other guy is doing in Dallas right now. And
Yeah.
I'm not knocking DK. DK is a heck of an athlete. So I don't want y'all to say that. But I don't think he's the guy that's going to take the roof off the team and be a true number one. I think he'd be great with a 1-2 punch. But if he don't got that 1-2 punch, he is like
Right.
pretty much by himself. He's a big tight end out there. He's 1,000-yard tight end. That's what it is. But I think that the biggest thing that's killing me about Pittsburgh is their defense has no dog in it no more. And when you seen the Buffalo pump them, like Buffalo, I think he ran in it for a touchdown. They knocked him in the end zone, and he was just like, yeah. And it was just like, wow, they ain't doing nothing to stop them, man. And that's what you missed. Like Cam Hayward was trying to get a little fire in him, but the defense just looks so weak. And I'm not used to their D line looking like that. I'm used to like they I think somebody showed they ran the same play 29 times. They
Yeah.
ran the
Yeah.
same running play. And you know that with football players, if somebody can run the same running play, that is called intimidation. That is called attitude. That is called toughness. That is called we think we are harder than you. We think we're rougher than you. We think we're better than you. We think that y'all soft. We're gonna run it right down your throat. What? We don't care who you are. Call your mom. Call your dad. Call the emergency thing. I don't care who it is because we just think we're better. And they even said it. We like, man, I've never seen somebody run it. Watt said, I've never seen nobody run the same play that many times, and they could not stop it. They just changed the formations a little bit and ran the zone here, ran the zone here, and they just couldn't figure it out. And that's not good. They say it's called good coaching by Buffalo, but that's all attitude, man. That's grit. Like if you're gonna get run down your throat like that and not stop it, that's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's like
they would
you
shift the
can't
play
stop
like
it.
3 feet to the one side and then run the same play again. Like 249 yards rushing. Mind you, this is the Buffalo Bills team that's missing both of their starting offensive tackles.
Yeah.
Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown are both out. To be able to get that much going on the ground, missing two of your players on the O-line, like that was just nasty. James Cook had a ridiculous game, 60 yards before contact, his second most in a game this season, 84 yards after contact. Like he's having a ridiculous season. He's really good. Alex last year was just harping on the Bills, let James Cook, like get him involved, lean on your running game. And they seem to have finally gotten that memo.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's the key because Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. He's going to be Superman. If you get James Cook going off next to him, that's really tough to deal with. That's a lot like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the Ravens backfield. You got two guys going off. That's tough to stop. Good to see Keon Coleman get going in this game. Just two catches, but he had a touchdown, and just good to see him on the field. Um, Amanda Brandon Cooks joins the team. He has a catch in this game. He might be something that's valuable come playoff time. An old veteran. He's made big plays in playoff games before.
Yeah, I think he was a good addition. I think they definitely needed someone there, and he brings some emotional stability to that wide receiver room. But real
Yeah.
quick, Aaron Rodgers had a post-game interview where he went over many reasons why the team wasn't performing well in offense. He said, I made a lot of mistakes out there. I need to be better focused. I need to get the ball out quicker. There were some miscommunications with the receivers. I need to be better. They need to show up a little bit more and watch some more game tape. Like missing meetings is a problem for the team. Like, let's work on that. But he took a lot of the blame on himself too. And the interview was very long. The media is just sharing one clip with one quote broken out of that
Yeah.
saying, "Oh yeah, it's because they're not they're not showing up to meetings and they're skipping meetings and he's throwing receivers under the bus." Stop reading just one clip and assuming that you know the whole interview and you know everything that was said. He for weeks has taken all of the blame on himself. In every
Yeah.
interview, Aaron Rodgers has such a negative media personality that people present. And it's just not like if you watch all of his interviews, he's like, yeah, I've been rusty. I'm not moving as quickly as I should. I'm not, seeing the second read like I should. Like he's taken so much blame for himself. So I'm just annoyed that people are saying that he just immediately threw his receivers under the bus here. So I just wanted to defend him for a second.
No, that's the national media has hated Aaron Rodgers ever since he refused to get vaccinated. They don't like him for
Even if
pushing against the narrative. And Aaron
Wait,
Rodgers
what?
is
I want to
go
hear
ahead.
what Abe was trying to say.
no, I say even if he did, he's Aaron Rodgers. He has
Yeah,
the right to say that. He's one of the guys that can say that. If Matthew Stafford says it, if any guy that has that kind of rank, they think about Lamar Jackson got everything taken out of their thing. He said, "No, they playing around too much in there. Everybody want to do games, do this." No, he has the right to say that. If he wants to call somebody out, he's the only guy. And
yeah,
him and Cam Hayward have the right, regardless of how they break it down and say it. If he even went on TV and said, "I think Mike Tomlin is getting a little soft now. I don't know what's going on, Mike. Me and him got to talk." I would not be mad at him because he's Aaron Rodgers and he's been around coaches enough, and he's trying to put fire under people. He's not trying to call people out. He's not saying like, "Oh yeah," like he's telling people like, "Look, I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell. I don't want to talk to you personally no more. I told you to be in the meeting. You don't want to say it. So if I tell you to check down a route and you don't run the check down route, hey, what am I going to do? If you're not going to come in the meetings, call them out, Aaron. Like let them know. So
I I
when you come
love
in
what
the
he
building,
said.
yeah, when you come in the building, we know for a fact if you're in at the meeting now. So you can't say anything about the route. So like you're not going to come in here and be like, oh, I didn't know that. No, I'm telling you now. I'm telling everyone in the building, like, look, we got to hold a standard now. If you don't want this to happen, be in the right place. That's just common sense. That's what they tell you about football. So Aaron Rodgers saying that, I think that shows that he still wants to win. I shows that he's still saying that I'm the leader of this team, and if I gotta throw you under the bus, damn it, you better get ready to roll because Jerome Bettis is right here. You can lay right under.
Yeah.
no, 100%. And I saw a play where Aaron Rodgers gives a hand signal to Jonnu Smith, telling him to break in. He saw an opening, and it would have been a touchdown. And Jonnu broke the opposite way, and it was an incompletion. Rodgers was clearly pissed off, and it's like, yeah, if you're not going to be on the same page, it's not going to work. So I am 100% on board with Rodgers here.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially when normally you can't tell there's been a miscommunication. Normally they like have a discussion in the huddle, they go out and do the thing, and you see like the quarterback be frustrated, but like that was visible. We saw on TV during the game, like, hey, signal,
yeah,
homeboy went the other way. Like, what was that? But I think we kind of skimmed over Josh Allen setting the all-time rushing touchdown record by a quarterback with 76.
hell
So a
yeah.
quick shout out for that. Obviously, with the way the defense played in this game, like no one's surprised by that, but. Still
Yeah, but I
awesome.
mean,
Still an awesome stat to break here.
we've never seen, I don't remember seeing the Steelers defense be this bad. And right now they're kind of soft. I was expecting more from Cam Hayward and TJ Watt. And we'll see if they can get this fixed. A huge game coming up. No time to, sit back and try to figure it out because you got to go at the Ravens in a battle for first place in Week 14. That's going to be a great matchup. Amanda, how about the 4-8 Bengals at the 8-4 Bills? Joe Burrow's back. That might be an entertaining game, but the Bills better and need to win that one, and they should.
Yeah, I think offensively, like I've had questions about the Bills defense all season, but offensively, I think that Bengals defense just isn't going to be able to do enough.
Yeah. Real quick, we don't have to spend much time talking about the Raiders at the Chargers. The Chargers win easily, 31-14. I loved the 90s unis for the Chargers. Those are awesome. Bring those back. But the big news coming out of this game, Abe, Justin Herbert has a fractured left hand. He has surgery on it. He's trying to play Monday night. Do you think that's cutting it close, trying to play that soon after hand surgery?
I can honestly say it's all up to the player, and
Yeah.
as much as we want to like dig dive and think we know how bad it is. Like we don't know what bone it is. They don't give us specifically what it is. So if he feel
Yeah.
like he's comfortable enough to play in it, because I played with all kind of injuries that sound a lot worse than it really are, and even when you seen it when he got hit on that hand, he tried to like pull back, but he knew he messed it up. So it could be just a jam finger or something. Like it could be any kind of thing that maybe not that serious. Throw something on if you feel like you can play, get out there and play. But if you feel like it's going to hinder you, like Amanda said with Aaron Rodgers last week, maybe you don't need to. Like is the game big enough, or do we need you for the playoffs? And it's going to be on the player when it comes to things like that. Because like I think with players, we don't want to let everybody else down. And he knows
Yeah.
he's the best. He knows he's the best option at quarterback. They lose this game, and he's gonna like, man, if I could have been out there. Sometimes we do. We make terrible decisions, and it's not even the heat of the moment. We sit there all week and like, Okay, I'm gonna play with this. Okay, I'm gonna play with this. Get in the game, be like, why the hell am I playing with this? Why the hell am I? So, hopefully he makes a good decision for him. But he's gonna be around for a long time. So it's not like if he messes it up some, he still got years to play.
Real
Yeah.
quick, as long as everyone clears him to play, he's gonna fucking play because there is no way he's gonna be chilling knowing Baker Mayfield is playing with a sprained AC joint in his left shoulder. Aaron Rodgers is out there playing with a fractured wrist in his left arm. Everybody's
Yeah.
playing with an injured left arm right now at quarterback. We've got, I think this is the fifth quarterback with a left arm fracture, break, sprain, something right now. I don't think he lets them keep him out of the game. Like everybody else is doing it, like peer pressure.
Ooh, real quick, you just reminded me of something. This is why we fucking love the NFL because players play through injuries. Everything's on the line and they're gutting it out, playing through pain. You look over at the NBA and dudes aren't even playing. Oh, I gotta sit this one out.
Okay,
Man, there's a reason we
but
don't watch regular season basketball anymore.
But each game means a hell of a lot more in the NFL because there's only a certain number of games
Still,
versus the NBA. Like I would sit out too. Shit, I got the flu this week. You
I've
guys
been to
got
one
this.
LeBron game and he sat his ass on the bench, didn't play at all. I want to see these dudes play. That's just,
If I,
anyways.
if I could play like being a basketball player, I'm saying this because I don't play, but if I play basketball, I would want to play every game because I would want to try to like score every freaking point I could
Yeah,
possibly
it's old
like.
school mentality.
All my
Kobe was
points.
playing every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk
Um,
about Sunday Night Football because can I just say, Marcus Mariota and Zach Ertz in week 13 on a team with 3 wins have absolutely no right being out there looking like prime time Tom Brady and Gronk. What the fuck was that? They played so well. Their chemistry was fantastic in this game.
man, when you got Traylon Burks making catches like that, he was making Mariota look
So
good.
nasty.
That was beautiful. We had some amazing catches this week. Puka, Brock Bowers.
There were 3 catch of the years, like in
Yeah.
one day, all on Sunday. It was a great day for some poster worthy catches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm surprised this game was anywhere close, Abe. I thought the Broncos would run away with this game easily. Me and Amanda were complaining about Sunday night and Monday night, two bad matchups, but this game was way too close than it should have been. The Commanders almost stole it.
yeah, they had that they had to go for a touchdown right there. I guess the 2 point version, whatever it was. They had to
Yeah,
do, but boy just was in the right place at the right time. But that's just how the season was. But at least they didn't lose to them. Like
yeah.
Amanda, you got these people playing out there like all pro out there, and they ain't been doing it for so long. So, but that's just been the NFL. But Denver is still like doing what they do every week. Like just not every week.
Finding
I think,
ways.
but they've been finding a way. Like at the end of the game, it's gonna be hard not to bet on them. Like at the end of the game, this close. Like yeah, they're gonna win. Like I
Yeah.
would. I would love to be somebody betting on them. Every like, yeah, man, yeah, but the spread is gonna be so messed up because they killing people's spreads out there.
What was the
Well,
spread in this one? Like
um,
I didn't think this one was going to be close. For a primetime game, it was perfect. For someone with a Broncos fan in the house when I'm trying to put the kids to sleep, not so much. There was some sounds and I was like, shut the hell up. The kids are trying to go to bed. It was a great game though, but these Broncos have proven to be very clutch on their own. My question is, knowing this Broncos team has won what, 7 games by 4 or less points, why are the refs getting involved? Like, not only has reffing been super just inconsistent across the league this week, this game was the best example of horrific refereeing. We had a phantom false start. They on the replay, no one moved. Even the broadcasters were like, "Oh, I don't see any movement there. That's weird." And then intentional grounding when Mariota threw the ball away. Consecutive plays in the final minutes of the game, which turned what should have been a first down into a 2nd and 25 and ran
yeah.
off a bunch of time off the clock.
Yeah, it was like they were trying to get out of there. It was bad. The refs kind of took over that final drive, and it was impressive the Commanders were able to survive it and still go down there and tie it and force overtime. But definitely some questionable calls. Me and you both picked the Broncos, but at the end there, we were both rooting for the Commanders like crazy. It was like you allowed this team to stay alive this long. It's like go ahead and steal it, but to their
Yeah, that
credit,
Commanders,
Denver.
the Commanders' last drive was 18 plays.
Wow.
And immediately after those 2 penalties, he threw what, a 26-yard pass or something to bounce back. Like They
Yeah.
deserve to win after that. Like there were uncalled fouls. A helmet to helmet hit on Bo Nix wasn't called. Like that should have been penalized. Like that was on the other side. There was a penalty on Nick Bonito that was called, and then his opponent who shoved him, that one wasn't called. Like so the
Mhm.
refs were bad both ways. Those two back-to-back penalties were my big red flags, but it wasn't just one-sided. It was just horrific refereeing. They messed up the coin toss too. I don't know if you
Really?
noticed that, but like they were like, "Hey, we want to kick it that way," and then they like they there were some shenanigans with that too. Like
Yeah.
I would have been so pissed as a player on either team in that one. Like even if my team won, like what are you doing?
Abe, what do you think of the Commanders' decision to go for two with 3 minutes left? Would you have considered kicking it to tie it and then play defense, or do you like going for the win right there?
You have to lose. I mean, where the season's pretty much over with. I mean,
Yeah,
why not? Like you might not have an opportunity like that again. I think it was it probably a perfect call, but it was a greater play by Benita. Like it's just some stuff you got to go for it. Like
yeah,
man, let's just go and get it. I cannot be mad at that. I've seen it a couple times this year where people just said, "F it, we're gonna try to win." I think New Orleans tried to do it earlier, some other team. So it's just like they don't have anything to lose. They say, why don't we go and win these games? And it makes sense to me. Like it makes sense.
yeah.
Even with the Giants, like they could have probably kicked the field goal, but they were going to try to score the touchdown. So it's just like we don't have anything to lose. We're so far back. Why are we going to try to play around? Let's just try to win a game. Like you need to think of it.
Yeah.
It's desperation out here, bro. It's desperation out here. People don't want to get no tie and then lose the game anyway. Like, shit, let's just go and get off this damn field. We meant to win. We going like you ever like we playing like pick up ball or somebody call a foul. They said the
Yeah.
ball going to the ball going to tell you whether it's right or not. Take a shot, shoot for it. So they taking a shot.
Yeah.
Well, just real quick, it's not like it was 2 minutes left of regulation. This was 2 minutes left of overtime.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
we've already had a tie this season. I think they just didn't want the tie, and that like their defenses were both playing pretty well. They were both getting some great, very well-timed stops. I just think they didn't want it to be a tie. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, let's tie it and take it to overtime. Like it wasn't that scenario. There was only a couple minutes left of OT. I think they were like, all right, may as well just fucking do it. Like, because if we don't get the points here, they get the ball back, and we know this offense is firing on all cylinders tonight. Let's just fucking go for it. Like it's going to be hard to come back after that if you don't take the points there. Like I would go for the win there too. As a
I
team who has
won't.
a tie this season, they're disgusting. Don't settle for a tie.
I wonder if there's any type of mindset where, like, if you're contending, and it's a must-win game, I wonder if there's a different mindset there or not. But I
Mhm.
like it, and if you're a bad team with nothing to lose, that's an easy decision, I think. So, all right, let's wrap it up with Monday Night Football, Giants and Patriots. Man, the big story out of this one, Abe, Jackson Dart needs to do a much better job of protecting himself. He takes a big hit every single game, and he's lucky not to be concussed again because that was nasty. That was clean, but he needs to get his ass out of bounds.
Mhm.
Guess you forgot what position I played. I don't give a shit. You like Jackson Dart? I don't give a damn. We had to hit every day in practice. Hell, let him go out there and get his ass messed up. I can say one thing I forgot to say is Baker Mayfield was smart in the game, and I think that's showing his age right now. Cause I told you that the whole time. You gotta stop taking them hits. I seen him slide a
Yeah,
couple times. I was like, but no, like Jackson is young and he still has that edge on him. He's just like his friend that's not playing right now. The Scatterboo,
Scatterboo.
he's the they feel like they got to prove that they're tough right now, and like it's gonna get out of his system. I think everybody got to just chill out though because he's young. Like he's gonna get beat up. He's gonna do all this because they was talking about they had a whole thing on ESPN talking about how he's got to learn this. He got and I said y'all ain't saying shit about Baker. Baker out here running, getting knocked out. And I know Baker's a different quarterback, and that's how he plays. But y'all ain't giving him the same benefit. Like maybe this is how this guy's play.
I
Like sure
I
he's gonna
think
have
we've
to.
just given up on Baker. They tried. They told Baker to learn how to slide, stop taking hits, quit trying to run through fucking brick
He's not
walls. I
listening.
think we've just quit. Like,
You see him pregame with the helmet smashes with
ew,
his O
yes.
line?
I think we've just like, all right, we'll just look the other way. Like Baker he doesn't take that advice. Like he's not gonna listen. Let's just stop saying it to him. I mean, that the game where he got injured on his shoulder, he was getting his ass beat in that game. And when he went to throw that one, like you saw, like that was everything he had left in his body
Yeah.
on that one throw. You could just see him throwing his shoulder out. Like I just don't think Baker takes that advice. The hit was good, it was clean. I don't know why he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. Just because you're the same height and the same weight, like that they're not gonna pull back to avoid hitting you like you're an MVP winning, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like, sorry, you're a rookie. They're gonna go after you. It was a
That
clean
was
hit. It was
cool.
exciting for fans who have been watching the game for a few decades. It made a great video for me.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, he needs to learn how to slide. Not from Jordan
If
Love though, because he slides like a giraffe.
if any quarterback is tippy-toeing along the sideline like that, they need to get blown up. Patrick Mahomes or not. And I'm glad there was no flag thrown.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple hits like that on Patrick Mahomes this year that didn't get flags. I've been so excited. They seem to have
Yeah.
lowered the protection on the tiptoeing sideline bullshit.
Yeah, but if it's the AFC Championship game, they're calling that for Mahomes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there was
Marcus Jones. What's up, Abe?
but there were two big
Oh,
stories. It was Abdul Carter and it was Cool Kick. That was the only thing that you can say
yes.
good about the Giants game, and that's the bad things. Like I don't know what's going on with the team now. I like I know everybody want to see Jackson Dart, but I think the team is more better leadership right now with Jameis, and I
Yeah.
know they want to see Dart. They want him to be the guy. After losing this game this bad, I'll be like, you know what, Dart, we like you, man, but we're gonna let Jameis finish the season because he seems like he's a little more coordinated. He has everything together. It seems like they play a little better with him, even though they lose the game, but they play a little better. Like I know they're not going to do it, but like, and I'm a Jameis guy to a certain extent. I know he's not going to win every game, but watching them play last week compared to this week, they look a lot more sloppy. It looked like they didn't really know what they were doing. And Jameis knows how to throw the ball away. Like he ain't trying to run down the field and trying to make no Superman. Like sure on the little pass he caught last week, but I think he might be the best option for them now. Because if they scared to get Jackson Dart hurt, hell, take him out
Yeah.
the damn game. Then y'all
Yeah.
talking about y'all don't want to get the hit. Y'all talking about all this stuff. Put Jameis in. Jameis don't mind taking a hit. He'll roll the punches. If y'all can put him in like maybe third quarter, fourth quarter, the game's out of hand, let him get a couple of reps that way. But if y'all don't feel like he's going to be a permanent starter, leave him the F alone and let him play.
Amanda, when you look at this Patriots team, 11-2, best record in the league, 10-game winning streak. Drake May, MVP candidate. Mike Vrabel has completely turned this team around in one season. Are you believing in the Patriots? If they get the number one seed in the AFC, do you think they can have the team to go to a Super Bowl, or do you think with a young quarterback, maybe some growing pains and a couple of years away? What do you think, Amanda?
I've only been impressed by two of their wins this season.
Yeah,
So I don't think they've been tested enough to say that. Like maybe they're gonna go on a postseason run. I just don't know. Like I want to see this Bills team who's now playing much better than their last matchup this coming week. I think that'll be a good test for them because the last time they played the Bills weren't clicking like they are now. I think the Ravens will be a good test for them. So I think the next couple weeks will help decide how I feel about them.
yeah. Week 15, week 16 are going to be big weeks for the Patriots. All right, let's get us out of here on this Thursday night football, week 14. We've got a hell of a matchup this week. The 6-5-1 Cowboys at the 7-5 Lions. Dallas coming in on a 3-game winning streak. Amon-Ra St. Brown might not be able to play. He's trying to go through an ankle injury, but he's not sure if he's going to be able to go. Terrion Arnold on IR. Jadeveon Clowney will be a game time decision. Abe, the Cowboys are playing much better football lately. Do you think they can go into Detroit and get this win?
I think so. I think they have that momentum now. I think they're just a better team right now. I think Detroit has to re-up, get their receivers back healthy, get the defense back healthy. They lost a cornerback too. I can't remember his name right now, but I just think the Cowboys on a roll right now. I think Pickens is unguardable, and
Yeah.
them losing a cornerback, and I haven't heard much from Aiden Hutchinson as of late. So, and yeah, I just think I think Dallas is, and I'm not a big Dallas fan at all, but I think they're just the better team, especially with, I think Pickens is just taking them from being like mediocre team to, you know, they can win. They had to find that number one though, and he is that number one.
Yeah. Amanda, I mean, the Lions are kind of coming down to earth. They're 3-4 in their last 7 games. They need this one desperately, but maybe no Amon-Ra.
I think with their injuries and them playing desperate has them going for it on fourth down in situations where they should absolutely be taking for the points.
0 for 7.
I think they're just in a rough spot. I know they're home. I don't want to pick them against them at home this late in the season because we've seen some miraculous stuff. Like Goff will have his best games in games that I think he should lose. But I mean, if you look at these teams, my issue here, so points, their point averages are 0.1 difference. Their yards per game are within 18 of each other, ranking first and third in the league, second and third in the league. Like they're so similar on offense. But my issue is the Lions are a very ground heavy team. This Detroit offense is so good at running the ball, but Dallas has stepped up so much on defense since the addition of Quinnen Williams. They
Yeah.
have gone down from allowing 143 yards on the ground to 69 yards on the ground over the last 3 games. I think they're going to shut down the run game, and Detroit's going to be so limited elsewhere that I think Dallas pulls it off.
Yeah, and Green Bay did a great job of limiting their run game too. And so that seems to be the recipe. I agree with you. So we're all going Cowboys in Detroit. So Detroit, prove us wrong. I mean, you're at home. It's a damn near a must win. The Lions better play their best brand of football on Thursday night. But I think Dan Campbell panicked a little bit when he took away offensive play calling, and I don't think it's gotten any better. It might have gotten worse. And no Amon-Ra, no Sam Laporta, so
Who on defense got injured this week? Terrion?
Terrion
Arnold?
Arnold's on
Yeah,
IR.
that's who it was.
Joseph's been out. Yeah.
They've just been hit so hard at the wrong time. Like right now is when players are coming back from IR and teams are getting healthier, and Detroit's just continuing to lose players. Like it sucks for them, but I don't see Dan Campbell keeping a cool head after being out Dan Campbell. Like if Green Bay converts fourth down conversions and you don't in a game, Dan Campbell's the kind of guy to let that eat away at him.
He's not gonna stop. He's gonna keep going. He's 0 for 7.
No, that's my point. It's gonna make him do it more. He's not gonna be like, all right, what we need to do is take a step back, like reevaluate. He's like, no, I can do it better. Let me try again. Like he's a hothead.
You're 0 for 7. Let's 0 for 10. Do we get 3 more on Thursday night? I want to see it. Great shit as always. AAA never disappoints. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks as always, Abe. Great shit, Amanda. Have a great week, guys, and peace out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Later.